You're watching Mid-American Conference basketball on ESPN. It's a battle of two of the top defenses in the Mid-American Conference. The Northern Illinois Huskies, winners of 6 in a row, on the road against the #1 defense, the Ball State Cardinals. A little bit past the midway point in conference play, so standings less important. There are two divisions. Seedings ultimately important, 1 through 12 right now. If the MAC tournament were to start tonight, Northern Illinois, among the top 4, would get a bye straight to Cleveland. Ball State is a half game out of that bye picture at the moment. We welcome you courtside here at Johnny Worthen Arena. My partner, the point guard, David Eha, Joel Godek, glad to have you along with us. We'll hear from Samantha Johnson on the sidelines here in just a second. David, let's talk defense. Northern Illinois, the 3rd best scoring defense in the MAC. Ball State, the best scoring defense in the MAC. It's 2020. People like offense. Why is this game attractive, though? It's old school. You love that.
Well, I like the way Northern Illinois head coach Mark Montgomery put it. He said, look, offense is a skill. Defense is about energy, effort, and toughness. For me, it's going to be fun to watch which team can insert their will on the others on the defensive end of the court tonight.
Well, let's talk first about the offensive side, ironically, because Eugene German is going to be a chore to stop. The senior guard, the leading scorer all-time at NIU.
Well, that's right, Joe. He's got over 2,000 points. He's averaged 20 points a game for the last 3 seasons now, and I like the way John Croce, the Akron coach, put it. He said he's an elite shot maker at all 3 levels. He has deep range. He can put it on the floor, finish at the rim, has a terrific mid-range game, and if he gets going downhill, incredibly difficult to stop. Eugene German, one of the best and funnest players to watch in the MAC.
He'll be a favorite on the ballot for Mid-American Conference Player of the Year, but he's got to get through this guy, the senior forward, Tajay Teague.
Well, talk about fun to watch. Tajay Teague is a mismatch nightmare, 6'8", incredibly efficient, finishing in and around the rim. And Joey does it at both ends. Leads the Mid-American Conference in block shots. And Tajay Teague is a guy that's also been hitting threes. When he's knocking down triples, almost makes him unguardable. When you're talking about MAC Player of the Year candidates, you got to put his name right at the top of the list.
Ball State comes in 13-10, 6-4 in conference. Northern 15-9, 8-3 in conference play. And we'll head down onto the baselines and say hey to the 3rd member of our crew for the first time. What's good, Samantha Johnson?
Hey, Joel. Guys, as you mentioned, a battle of the defensive squads here inside Worthen Arena. Ball State, the #1 scoring defense in the Mid-American Conference, allowing on average just 61.9 points per game. That puts them as the 21st best defense in the nation. But of course, the Huskies also lead the conference when we talk about defending from distance, allowing less than 30% of their opponent's attempts from behind the arc. But today, a shoot-around, we caught up with Coach Jason Grunkemeyer, who admitted it's not going to be easy to score. But the key for the Cardinals will be staying patient in possession and using those offensive boards as second chances under the rim.
Samantha, thank you. The 3-point shooting defense will be interesting from Northern Illinois because Ball State, hot and cold. If it makes threes, good, but it doesn't always.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. And look at the keys of the game for the Huskies. Pick and roll defense. Talked to Mark Montgomery, very concerned about guarding Teague in the pick and roll. Got to make your free throws. Know this is going to be a close game. Northern at 67% on the season. Cards need to clean the glass. Northern's 2nd best offensive rebounding team in the MAC and finish in the paint. Cards just 38% on 2-point field goals against Western Michigan.
Shot clock is at 5 here for Eugene German, number 10 in black, 20 points per game. Step back, and the MAC's leading scorer has missed his first shot tonight.
Good job by El Amin. That's what you want if you're James Whitford. Make German take contested 2s.
There's the first pick and roll for the Cardinals. Good kick out. Luke Bumbelow hit 5 threes at Western Michigan on Saturday. Missed that one, but an offensive rebound, and the Cardinals with another life. David Eha, of course, who got the offensive rebound.
Yes, I'm going to steal Steve Hawkins' verbiage and call Kyle Mallers the human extra possession.
Steve Hawkins, Western Michigan's head coach. Bumbelow, another 3, around and out as the shot clock expires. And Northern Illinois right back in the hands of Eugene German. Also keep an eye on Lacey James, near a double-double average. 9 points, 8 rebounds a game. Trenton Hankerson is Northern Illinois' best defender. With his next make, Eugene German is already Northern's leading scorer. He'll also be their leading shot maker. Around and out on the three for Hankerson. Offensive rebound. Teague the block. Loose ball back to Northern Illinois for a hot second. Ishmael El Amin controls. Three-point marksman, Luke Bumbalo as well. Jerron Coleman is the redshirt freshman starting point guard with the white headband.
Joe, when you look at the matchups out there, Mallers is one to watch against McCarty.
He was open. Teague takes it himself and misses with the left hand. Northern Illinois will push. Still scoreless. More than 2 minutes gone by for the top two defenses, or two of the top three in the MAC. Teague with the rebound off of the miss. That's now 0 for 2 for the MAC's leading scorer. There's the first hit for the Cardinals. Jerron Coleman got himself in deep, and David Iha, if the Cardinals are in the paint, you just said it. Mark Montgomery's worried about that.
Yeah, and I tell you, there's where Coleman's size at 6'5", his ability to finish at the rim and just playing with so much confidence. Double figures, 5 games in a row for Coleman.
Lacey James guarded by Teague. The help comes and a steal. The second, Ishmael El Amin guarded by German, strong to the rack, and a good finish.
Give the steal to Teague. He does it all, the little poke away. Carr's getting out in transition. Fast break points, Joel, are going to be something to watch. Both these teams play such good half-court defense.
German, an air ball out of bounds to Ball State. KJ Walton did the job on Eugene German last year. Ball State limited Northern's best player. He had 15 points on 16 shots and 17 points on 18 shots in the 2 meetings. KJ Walton is injured. He's on the bench, so El Amin picks up that mantle, and he's done a darn good job through the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, such a good job that Mark Montgomery, after that last air ball, said, Eugene German, come take a seat by me, and he went to the bench, did not like that shot selection.
Plays more than 30 minutes a game, has scored double figures every game. Dumped down to Coleman behind him, and a turnover for the Cardinals. That is their first.
Good job there. Denial defense by Bean. Didn't get fooled at all in the back cut. And I thought what was interesting about that move taking German out is Eugene knew it right away and didn't get upset, kind of himself saying, I probably shouldn't have taken that last one.
Foot on the line 2 for Lacey James. That's out of bounds. Last touch by Darius Bean for Northern Illinois. The Huskies are now 0 for 6 from the floor.
And what have you seen? All jump shots. Nothing in and around the paint. Lacey James had that 1 second chance opportunity blocked by Teague. So right now, kind of playing into the Cardinals' hands, taking those contested 2s.
Why is it frustrating playing against Ball State's defense? What just ties you up?
Well, they do such a good job bringing help.
And then they frustrate you on the other end. Tajay Teague. Cardinals up 6-0.
Yeah, James to the bench. I mean, now McCarty's going to have to stop Tajay Teague going with that smaller lineup, and we'll see how that plays out.
McCarty working against Teague on the left block. Mallers is the help. McCarty, awkward shot, but he does put the foul on Tajay Teague. I want to talk about Ball State's defense a little bit more and why it's frustrating when we come back. Cardinals lead it 6-0 for the first time out.
He's getting a token of appreciation from Cardinal Athletics. Fans, let's give a big Cardinal round of applause to Tommy Reicher and Street Rotary for their continued support of Ball State Athletics. T-Mobile is serving those who serve. First responders can get 50% off on family lines. Visit T-Mobile. 424 East McGuire. Give them a call or visit T-Mobile.com/first responders. Take a look at the Chirp Business who is chirping on social media tonight. Social media all presented by Community Hospital in Anderson. Use the hashtag ChirpChirp and you can find yourself on Chirp Vision tonight.
Okay.
First media timeout in Muncie. David Eha, defense wins games. 6-0 Ball State. Northern Illinois has missed all 6 shots. Why are they having a hard time?
Well, Joel, let's take a look at why the Cardinals are so good defensively and how they're connected. The ball goes into the post. You can see right there, look at the eyes of all 5 players. You know that phrase, ball you man? Every one of the Cardinals has an idea where the ball is and where their man. Go ahead and roll it. Freeze it. Okay, you've got a guard digging down. You've got Luke Bumbelow with almost 1 foot in the paint where he can provide help. And so it's a very well-connected group, inside and out. And they're forcing turnovers this year like they have not in years past.
Already a couple of giveaways leading to points, just like that for Ishmael El-Amin. And at the free throw line, Northern Illinois can't break the seal. Noah McCarty, only a 50% shooter. His team still scoreless. This could be early tater tots tonight, David Eha. Tater tots for everybody. It took 4 minutes and 15 seconds. When opponents miss consecutive free throws in Muncie, the students receive free tater tots. There's a foul on McCarty down on the other end.
And immediately Lacey James gets set to check back in. I mean, Noah McCarty, no offense, that's just a very difficult matchup for him and trying to handle Teague's speed.
Honestly, it's taken the drama out a little bit. We don't, every time somebody goes to the free throw line now, the potatoes are already on the house.
I mean, remember, I think it was 3 games ago, it came down to the final minute.
In a blowout. Bounce pass to Teague. Lacey James has the assignment now, back in the ball game.
Look at the spacing, Joel.
Teague eyes for a kick out. Jerron Coleman, 4 of his last 6 from 3. He had been struggling. Back to Teague, who can also stroke it. Offensive rebound overplayed by Hazen. Winds up with Coleman, popped free, and here comes Northern Illinois. Zaire Mateen with no numbers, finds the trailer. It's Bean for 3. He missed. Rebounded the Cards. Bracken Hazen has it, and Northern Illinois is 0 for 7 from the floor.
Yeah, and Eugene German getting ready to set back in. Just, you can get that shot at any time. Northern not a team that makes a lot of threes.
Kanai Acree makes a 3 for the Cardinals, and it's a 9-0 run. Timeout, Mark Montgomery. Acree had been struggling a little bit, but that's now back-to-back games with a triple for the redshirt freshman.
You're right. I mean, he went through a streak where he was 2 for 23. Finally got one to go against Western Michigan. That time didn't hesitate. A mistake defensively by Zaire Mateen left Acree wide open. And what a start for Ball State.
This is communication. You talked about the breakdown of Ball State's successful defensive play. You could see on the replays, Zaire Mateen got caught up in a here, you take this guy, oh no, I left my man open, and Acree's free from 3.
Yeah, and that's one thing you can't do against this Ball State team is give them wide open looks from deep, and they will make you pay. And immediately, Mark Montgomery burns a timeout. He's only got 3 left. Hated to do that, but a 9-0 run, and it'll be interesting to see now. Does Eugene German try to get going here a little bit?
He is the leading scorer in the MAC. He is 0 of 3 from the field. He has more than 2,000 career points and is on pace to finish 4th all-time in conference history in scoring. And he stepped on the sideline. He is flustered, frustrated, and out of sorts.
And that's something that you don't see typically. You talk about adjustments teams make based on personnel. It's very rare that the Cardinals will ice and trap a ball screen like you did there with Eugene German.
Ball State's head coach James Whitford will say special players require special rules. There's a steal on a backdoor cut to Ishmael El-Amin. Mateen finds Lacey James and a charge. Acree with a 3 on one end, and he sets up beautifully on the other.
Well, nothing pleases a coaching staff more. They call it next play. It was Acree with the turnover, but getting back, taking the charge certainly makes up for it. And that's an important foul. That goes against Lacey James.
It's just the 2nd foul on Northern. McCarty has the other. So the two guys charged with guarding Tajay Teague have a foul each. 6 minutes into the game. Teague. Handoff for Hazen, capable three-point shooter. Feed him inside. And Hazen has the ball slip free. Tyler Cochran is guarding Bracken Hazen. Transfer from Arkansas for Ball State is 6'8". His defender is 6'2", but is built like a truck.
Yeah, like Mark Montgomery when he recruited him, said it reminded him he's kind of a Draymond Green type, can play 1 through 4. That said, Draymond Green is 6'6".
It's mid-major basketball. You find guys like that, and an illegal screen. That goes on Bracken Hazen. Acknowledge it, tapping his chest. That is his first, Ball State's second. Ball State on a 9-0 run to begin things. 4 of its first 8 from the field. Northern Illinois 0 for 7. 3 turnovers. German guarded by Bumbleau now. First time the freshman has had the assignment. Into the lane, Hankerson, dump off, and there's a dunk with a foul. Lacey James to the free throw line. Is that a scrape, David?
I would say that's a scrape, but we'd give him extra credit for the and one. And that's really the first time all night we've seen a Husky be able to take somebody off the dribble. Credit Hankerson drawing the defense, finding the open man, not settling for a jumper, attacking and distributing.
James misses the free throw. The foul was on Acree, his first. So it's 9-2. Ball State with a 7-point advantage. Josh Thompson, the reserve point guard, is in.
Huskies now 0 of 3 from the charity stripe. Talked about keys of the game to win on the road. Little things, particularly against a defensive team like Ball State. Got to make those free throws.
Shot clock is at 5. Hazen posting up hard. Shot clock at 3. Maller's got to go. Did he get the shot off? It doesn't matter anyway. And the Cardinals turned it over. Ball State with turnover number 4.
Well, what is indicative of a good defensive team when you force a 30-second shot clock violation? Let's see how many of those we get tonight, Joel, or how many shots go up with 3 or less on the shot clock.
Here's German into the paint. Little floater drops down, and with that, Eugene German is now tied for the Northern Illinois all-time lead for field goals made. That's 751. Ties Paul Dawkins, who set the record back in 1979. Jimmy Carter administration.
That's no knock on Bumbleau, but immediately El Amin gets back off the bench.
Maller's good ball movement. Three-pointer is short, rebounded by German.
This is the downhill I talked about at the open.
Puts Thompson on a yo-yo, frees him from 3 but missed. Offensive rebound, Lacey James. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Eugene German is going to be a guy that averages, David, 20 points a game for 3 seasons in college. Loose ball and another offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset, now it does. And a whistle on the rebound. Thompson and Cochran were tied up. The foul is on the latter, his first. Talk more about Gino German when we come back. His team trails on the road by 5.
Now let's meet our prime dress medal credit union prime seat winners for tonight's contest. Sitting in the prime seats are Michael King and friends. They got front row seats, concession vouchers, and gold lot parking, courtesy of Prime Dress. Next game, it could be you. Just visit any Muncie Prime Dress location to sign up. You can also sign up on the concourse at Game Number 1 or online at PrimeDressCU.com. Promotions open to all Cardinal fans. Thanks to Prime Dress. Now, fans, please welcome to the court your Ball State University baseball squad. The Diamond Men are under the direction of head coach Rich Maloney. Last year, Cards were 38-19, and they're back once again near the top of the Mid-American Conference this season. They'll miss 18 exciting home games taking place at First Merchants Ballpark over on Tillotson, including home games against
he was throwing like 88. And he got here at 93. Junior. He's gone after this year. Mid-American Conference basketball on ESPN is presented in part by Hayes & Sons. We do restoration right. And by Mutual Bank. Go ahead, live a better life. Eugene German, Northern Illinois' all-time leading scorer, hoping for a little bit of a better life here tonight, David. It has not come easily for him. The Cardinals have German on lockdown. 1 of 5 from the field. He is 0 of 3 from beyond the three-point arc, but he is without a doubt one of the top 3 or 4 players, if not a smaller class than that, in the Mid-American Conference.
Absolutely. I mean, you look all time in MAC history, he is 12th in scoring. And I think, Joel, one of the things that I love about Eugene German, talking to assistant coach Lamar Chapman before the game, and say, you know what? He is also our hardest worker. You've got to force him out of the gym. And whenever your best player is your hardest worker, that's always a good formula.
Eugene German is a guy that declared for the NBA draft after his sophomore season and again after his junior season. He has taken full advantage of the opportunities afforded to him to better himself as a basketball player, and will most certainly be going pro now at the conclusion of his senior season. Be it at the NBA or Ball State head coach James Whitford said he'll make money anywhere for a very long time. That stays with Ball State. 4 seconds to shoot.
Yeah, and the thing I noticed this year, certainly his body physically looks definitely stronger. And what did he say? We needed to work on his defense, and he's made an extra commitment to defense this year.
El Amin, end out of bounds, misses a great look from 3, and it's German with the rebound, so it's doing other things when the shots aren't falling. Could up his assist numbers still at this point. They're the highest of his career, 3 per game. But the thing about guards his size, gets in deep here against Mallers and finishes. Second bucket for Eugene German. We talked to James Whitford, again, Ball State's coach, about this. At the next level, at the NBA, 6 foot, 170, 180 pounds. Better distributors succeed at the NBA level. The scorers tend to struggle a little bit more. He'll make plenty of money overseas, but the NBA will be an interesting question for him.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, typically guys his size are facilitators, not necessarily scorers.
That's a big foul, David. That is 2 on Tajay Teague with the charge.
That is huge. Credit Noah McCarty. Good job anticipation, but James Whitford looks like he's going to keep him out here. Of course, James Whitford's second in the nation in what they call 2-foul participation. That's a pretty good call. And McCarty was set. Good job of moving his feet.
It's a 1-possession game. It was a 9-0 Ball State lead. That's off of Tajay Teague.
And if I'm Mark Montgomery, I have to believe you got to look to give Lacey James some touches here and try to go right at Tajay Teague and pick up that 3rd.
Or if he doesn't pick up the 3rd, at least he's going to play passively defensively, or at least more passive.
Let's see if they don't look to get it in there.
Well, there it is. Teague and McCarty using the shoulder. McCarty turns around, doesn't get aggressive. Offensive rebound, and we've got a held ball going the other direction.
Well, Ball State's going to get the ball, but Lacey James right now is a difference maker on the glass. If you're Ball State, you've got to put a body on him. Great job of moving and securing the offensive rebound. That's 4 now for Northern.
It's been 5 minutes without a field goal for the Cardinals. The Ace Acree triple, the last time Ball State saw one go through. Teague on the block, ends the drought, and Ball State into double figures. The lead back up to 5. 4 points for Teague, who's coming off a rough game, the loss at Western Michigan Saturday. 13 points on 16 shots. Teague's defending Lacey James, stripping him. Here's Bumbelow. No numbers. Kick to El Amin trailing, and the Cardinals settle it down.
Boy, that's a risky move by Teague, reaching in there, but got the strip and no foul.
And spinning on the left block, contorting and getting to the free throw line. It'll be a 2-shot foul with Tajay Teague at the stripe.
And that's going to be on Lacey James. That's his 2nd. So fouls mounting both ways, and Mark Montgomery's got a decision to make here.
Everyone with 2 fouls. As Billy Madison once said, all the cool kids are doing it. And Tajay Teague knocks in the first free throw, just south of 60% on the season. So Northern Illinois goes small. Lacey James checks out. Tyler Cochran is 220 pounds. He is an immovable object, but he's only 6'2".
Yeah, they are very small right now.
Noah McCarty is the biggest player at 6'8", and then beyond that, is it Darius Bean at 6'3" is the next tallest player out there for Northern Illinois right now. Teague takes the time to go out as well. More than a quarter through, Ball State doubling up Northern Illinois. The Huskies right now the 2 seed if the MAC tournament began tonight.
Look at the wall of defenders there. Bumbelow on the nice help.
9 seconds to shoot. Bean reclutches, turnaround, good jumper by the sophomore transfer out of Southern Illinois.
Looks like he might have got away with a walk there. Bo Borowski said he bobbled it, but definitely moved the pivot feet.
Good way to jump the passing lane there. Trendon Hankerson, their best guard defender, and he gets the points on the other end. There's the defense into offense. Northern Illinois rearing its defensive prowess.
This lazy pass there by Coleman, and credit Hankerson. Great anticipation, and you're right, Joel. He is their best perimeter defender.
Hazen, good slip of a screen, gets to the bucket. There's a hack, put him at the line. That's 2 on McCarty. Everyone has 2 fouls inside. McCarty, James, and Teague.
Great slip of the screen there by Hazen, and good job finishing underneath. He needed that one. Joe had gone 0 for 10 from the field in his last 3 games. The free throw line, a different story. He's made 15 of his last 16.
68% for the season. Bracken Hazen, 3-point play. Ball State has led by as many as 9. It was 9-0. Back to a 6-point advantage. German around the screen, set by Chris Johnson in for the first time. 0 in black. Corner 3. Flat and out. Rebounded by Hazen. Tyler Cochran missing in the corner.
And this is where you miss Lacey James getting in there for those offensive rebounds.
Jerron Coleman gets in deep. Offensive rebound. Hazen, tip out, secured by the other team. Here comes German, chance to run the break. Boy, Bean wanted that ball on the wing. German did not see him. ISO play for the slinky guard. Weak kick out, still finds Cochran for 3. Big time bucket on a pass that just kind of dribbled to him. It's a 28% 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I tell you, watch the Kent State game. There were times in the second half they were not guarding Cochran. Literally playing 4 on 5. For him to hit that one was big for his confidence.
Johnson the defense. Hazen going to work with the right hand. Blocked shot, Johnson. Hazen got it back. Way to stick with it. 5 points for Bracken Hazen.
And that's really good recognition by Ball State. Look, Hazen is not a guy that scores a ton, but when you've got such a mismatch, you've got to go to it. Good job, Cards, finding him.
German again. ISO play. Excuse me, that's Bean. And a loose ball ping-pongs around. Got a foul underneath on Northern Illinois' Chris Johnson. That's his first. Cochran, though, making this a close game. It's 5 points on the road. Northern Illinois patiently waiting.
Questions, so are you guys ready? Robert, are you ready? All right, let's take a look at the video
Let's meet our groups in attendance here at Worthen Arena tonight, presented by First Merchants Bank. Welcome to our first responders in attendance tonight, including Ball State Police, the Muncie Police Department, Muncie Fire Department Station 5.
Welcome back inside Worthen Arena tonight. Two young men on the court as opponents, but off the court, best friends since 7th grade. Ball State's Kenai Acree and Northern's Darius Bean, both graduates of Carbondale Community High School in Illinois. Now Kenai, a redshirt freshman here at Ball State, but this is actually Darius's first year at NIU. He initially signed with the Salukis out of Carbondale, but NIU has been 6-1 since inserting Bean into their starting lineup. And today we talked to Kenai, and he says he is a playmaker with or without the ball, and he's an energy guy. Darius will bring the effort and take no matter what it takes to make his team succeed. But Kenai also told us that there has been friendly back and forth trash talk in pursuit for tonight's matchup, and he told Darius to buckle up because it could be a long night.
Sam, thank you. Ace right now, Kenai Acree, is winning the battle. His team is up, and Acree has one more point, 3-2. Cardinals basketball out of the timeout.
And Joel, both Teague and McCarty back in here playing with those 2 fouls.
Good bounce pass. El Amin is harmed. Phenomenal off-ball cut there. That's foul number 7 on Northern Illinois, so 1-1 here for El Amin. And Darius Bean picks up his first foul. Started at Southern Illinois, Darius Bean, last year. He transferred to Northern because his father also transferred. Assistant coach Anthony Bean was on staff last year in Carbondale, this year in DeKalb.
That's right, Barry Hinson let go. New coach Brian Mullins brought in his own staff, so package deal and a good one for the Huskies. Sam mentioned it earlier, 6-1 since Bean was inserted into the lineup. And what did Mark Montgomery say to us, Joel? He said, look, nothing is given, you got to earn it. And Bean really bought into things defensively and earned his way into that starting role, and it's paid dividends.
Second one here for El Amin, 77%. He goes 1 of 2, and the rebound down to Tyler Cochran. Averages 4 a game, and we've got some moisture. I didn't know you could do that. As Northern was walking into the front court, they stopped play, and we'll clean up the moisture in the back court. Safety issue in case there were to be a quick change situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Ball State, Myron Thomas had an incredible 7 minutes against Kent State, where he hit a couple of threes. 7 minutes against Western with no points. So we'll see what he does here in his 3rd game in a row.
0 in White checking in off the bench for the Cardinals. Into the paint, up and under. Cochran is fouled.
And are they going to get Teague? I think they are.
They are. That is 3 first-half fouls on Tajay Teague. And he is to the bench until at least the beginning of the second half.
James Whitford not happy. Looked like Tajay kind of tried to avoid the contact, but
he did get him with the chest. It's just how much you want to call it. It's a foul.
And that is huge because Teague, we've seen a difference maker in drawing fouls on Northern's big. So huge minutes right now for Bracken Hazen. And I tell you, Cochran off to a good start. Hit that 3, and that was a good job of attacking Teague off the dribble.
5-point game. The question for Ball State now is where the points will come from. There are capable scorers out there, but no one, at least recently, that has grabbed the bull by the horns. Ishmael El Amin would be the guy. But David, for the first time this year, held under double-figure points in back-to-back games, and it's been 3 straight for him that way.
Yeah, and Hankerson is doing a terrific job on El Amin so far tonight.
Hands up, top of your screen. He's wide open there. Late closeout and a triple. Ishmael El Amin with a car crash underneath the bucket.
And on cue, Mark Montgomery gives Hankerson an earful saying, how in the world could you leave El Amin that wide open? Got his head turned.
7-point lead again for Ball State. Has led by as many as 9. It was a 9-0 beginning to the game. Eugene German, the max leading scorer. 20.1 points per game. Step back 3. Missed off the front side iron. That's a big improvement to his game. Was not really a shooter, or at least that was his weakness early in his career. You mentioned him being a great worker. He's vastly improved shooting.
Yeah, he has, but he struggled early on tonight. 2 of 7.
Thomas, great pass, intercepted. Better steal by Darius Bean. 7 turnovers for the Cardinals. Bean breaks down Coleman, good kick. Hankerson, he's open now. And Hankerson misses short. Coleman, the Ball State board.
And it is one and done right now. Really missed the presence of Lacey James on the offensive glass.
1 of 10 from 3, Northern Illinois. James stays on the bench with 2 fouls. Myron Thomas misses a 3 for Ball State. It's been no walk in the park for the Cards either. They are 2 of 8 from 3. Midway through the shot clock, Hankerson, good kick, Bean catching fire. Offensive rebound, big one, McCarty trailing. Ball just popped in and around and out of the bucket. Tyler Cochran. It's 5 offensive rebounds for Northern Illinois. And a chance for second chance points now. Myron Thomas, his first team's 6th. And good piece of refereeing by Brian McNutt underneath. Hey, what'd I do wrong? Here's exactly what you did wrong. Just trying to explain it so that Myron Thomas doesn't do it again, or at least consciously. And Cochran knocks in the first. Josh Thompson back in. We said to Mark Montgomery, Northern's head coach, earlier in the week, he only scores 67 points a game. Eugene German averages 20. He's graduating. Lacey James, he averages 9. He's graduating. Who is next in line? Where are you going to get points next year? It's Cochran, who misses the second one. Just feels that he is poised to make that big freshman to sophomore leap.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. I mean, he's a young man, had offers from Western Michigan and Toledo in the MAC, and he's going to get big minutes here today.
3. El Amin again! Oh, he's got swagger deep on the wing. Ball State's lead is back to 9. It's also 9 points for El Amin. Surely back into double figures at some point tonight. And an air ball by Cochran. Don't let that impact what we just said. 9-point lead for Ball State with 3:44 to go in the first. Ishmael El Amin, David.
He's doing it at both ends. 2 triples in a row for El Amin.
With each letter he makes, he gets a prize. Are you ready, Caden? On your mark, get set, go! He's got to draw a green backpack. Let's hear it for Caden. Caden helping rebound. All right, now we've got him up. Now he's going to go for the lane here. 3 for 4. Caden's got a poster. This one's for the umbrella on the plus side. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Go, Caden. The umbrella's yours. Time for a mesh jersey. Good rebound, Kinley makes it. And it's good. Mesh jersey for Caden. 5 seconds. Pizza. Go, pizza.
That's time, Jalen.
Good job, Caden. Thank you very much to Hayes and Sons, Caden and Kinley from Shenandoah. Good job, buddy.
Students, take a look at shirt vision for a very special message.
As the Ball State Cardinals.
Ishmael El Amin getting on track early. 9 points in the first half, courtesy of 2 big 3-pointers. There you see a little flare off the screen. And I tell you, Joel, what's even more impressive is the amount of energy El Amin has to expend chasing Eugene German all over the court. That's not an easy task to get it done at both ends.
And you've got to do it on the offensive side because you can't go inside right now. Tajay Teague with 3 first-half fouls. So your best interior option is on the bench, and then Northern Illinois is in the same boat. Now their best option is always on the perimeter. Eugene German is the max leading scorer, but he hasn't been making shots, and they haven't had their offensive rebounders there to clean it up.
Well, they haven't, and they've got Lacey James back in there now, so I guess Rob Montgomery sees this little run. Cardinals up by 9, nothing to lose at this point, put his big fella back in.
Nathan Scott is also in for the first time, the junior college transfer, 6'8", 200 pounds, 25 in black. You can look at Darius Bean, who has played well off the bench, the shooting guard. So trying to mix it up a little bit on the inside, handle the foul difficulties. Where does Ball State go for offense with Teague on the bench? He was looking for Jerron Coleman. I think he wanted that pass up.
Yeah, Cardinals trying to run a lot of back doors. I think Northern has done a pretty good job either getting deflections and not getting caught with their head turned.
Off the inbounds, El Amin knocks down the 18-footer. Second time Ball State has run that play. It's the first time the shot's gone in, and the Cardinals have their largest lead.
And El Amin is feeling it. He had only been in double figures one time in the last 5 games, and now already 11 here in the first half.
Drive it, kick, Bean to German. Josh Thompson, an elite defender, and German just blew right by him. Ball State's head coach James Whitford called him the Road Runner, like the old cartoon. That's what you saw there. Although when James Whitford said that on his radio show last night, a fan came up to him afterward and said, you know, Wile E. Coyote just used to drop anvils, get him out of harm's way. Josh Thompson, drive, handoff for Thomas. He got it back, 5 to shoot. And a rebound by Eugene German. Been a really good rebounder in the ballgame. That's his 5th. El Amin, the defensive assignment, and a foul on the Cardinals guard.
And you get the sense German made that last runner and all of a sudden kind of get the juice going. And that foul on Amin sends German to the line. 73% on the season.
German's a 74% free throw shooter. Who David, in the last 2 seasons, has averaged 20 points a game. He has never been a first-team all-conference performer, and he misses the free throw.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that has been a motivator for him.
He said it. It's in the paper.
I tell you, we talked about free throws key to the game. Right now, the Huskies just 3 of 8 from the charity stripe, leaving a lot of points there 15 feet away.
Thompson, corner 3, missed. Offensive rebound for a hot second. Lacey James secures it for Northern Illinois. Huskies were 6 of 11 at the free throw line their last game. It's been a strugglesome point, only 67% for the year. Bottom half of the conference. Scott back to German. Shot clock is at 10. The ball hasn't left the arc. Now inside, Lacey James guarded by Hazen, and he traveled. Northern seems out of sorts on offense. It's been Eugene German, and when he hasn't gotten going.
Yeah, I mean, look, and Lacey James frustrated. He's going to come out. I think getting that second foul has really taken him out of his game. They typically make more of an emphasis to try to get it into the post, and that last time, you got to credit Hazen, where James caught that ball was out near the short corner, not in the paint.
Mallers is fouled on the perimeter. Nathan Scott wanted a travel call. Instead, he is issued a foul. That is his team's 9th. And Kyle Mallers to the stripe. He is Ball State's 3rd leading scorer, Kyle Mallers. He has not yet tonight.
That's kind of a silly foul on Nathan Scott. You got to know personnel. Kyle Mallers, a career 85% free throw shooter, 18 of 19 in the MAC.
He misses the front end, rebounded by his roommate, and then thrown away. Hazen saved it under the bucket. Mateen the run out, stolen by Bumbalo. Back to Scott, run to the rim and score with your left hand. All right, foul forgiven.
Yeah, kind of a crazy sequence. Ball State has an opportunity to go 2 for 1 here.
That is where the shot clock operator He's got to have a fast finger. Coleman, weird step into the lane, left it short. Loose ball, found Hazen, but there is a whistle on the ground. And Boborowski pointed at Scott. That is his second foul. Very deliberately said, foul on you, when Scott did not believe the whistle. Or did they get German? They got German. Scott was the one with his face in his jersey. Eugene German his first. Missed it, rebound, wow. Hazen. Second offensive rebound off the free throw, and Bracken Hazen. He'll go to the line, foul number 10.
I tell you, Joe, on a night where Tajay Teague has been saddled with foul trouble and the Cardinals needed big production off the bench, Hazen is giving it to him. That is his 7th rebound to go with 5 points, now 6.
You alluded earlier to Hazen's struggles offensively. Last 3 games, 0 of 10 from the field. However, that does include a 10-rebound game at Kent State. So he has been doing it, just not on the offensive side. And, you know, we talked about where's Northern Illinois going to get its points next year. Ball State is in a similar boat with Tajay Teague graduating, and Bracken Hazen will need to step up as a senior next season.
Yeah, and he has the ability. I mean, he can be a pick and pop guy, and he was the first player for both of these teams out on the court earlier tonight shooting around.
I mean, dude played at Arkansas. Cochran into Mallers. Double team comes, and Cochran finishes. A Mack truck is not an apt description because the guy is like 4 of them.
6'2", 220.
He's the Hess truck. He's back and he's better than ever. Game clock, shot clock virtually in sync here. 10ths difference.
This might be a pick and pop opportunity here with Hazen.
Here he comes. He'll roll. 5 seconds to go and a travel on Coleman. So Northern Illinois gets an opportunity here. Has not led here in the first half and will not, but it can close the gap.
Yeah, Mark Montgomery doesn't want to take chances with James picking up that 3rd foul, but that was a worst case scenario. If you're the Cards, got to make sure you get the last shot.
Inbound to Zaire Mateen, 3 seconds, heaves a 3, missed it short, rebound fought for, and Ball State leads at the half by 7. It was 9-0 out the chute. The Cardinals never relented at home, where Ball State is unbeaten in conference play. Northern trying to slay the lion in its den, and so far, coming up short.
Responsibly by snagging a course light on the golf course at halftime. Plus Jennifer Cooper and her 18 concessions at arena favorites available right now, including Pepsi products, Texas Roadhouse Peanuts, Papa John's Pizza, Bruce Burgers and Chicken, Blue Bunny Treats, and the Red Gold Charlie Cardinal Special. Now let's welcome our first act in tonight's halftime show. Get ready to jump around a bit. It's time for the BSU Jump Rope Team.
It's the Indy Air Bears with the halftime entertainment here in Muncie. Ball State leading wire to wire over the Northern Illinois Huskies. Real deal, I was at the gym this morning. I had to do double unders as part of my workout. Like the rope goes under your feet twice. I was exhausted, like thoroughly exhausted after 10. These people are jump roping like using each other.
Yeah, they're pros. They're pros. It's impressive. It's a good workout.
David.
Dan Palambizio, Hall of Famer, man. Nobody jumped rope more than that guy.
Seriously?
He would carry it with him, go to class. You'd see him. He would literally jump rope from between classes. Insane.
I'll take it. Mike Tyson did it all the time too. So, you know, what do I know? Let's talk about that first half. #1 defense in the MAC, Ball State, did the job on Eugene German, the #1 scorer in the Mid-American Conference. And then the Cardinals just got out to that hot lead and never relented.
Yeah, they did. I mean, German 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 0-4 behind the arc. El Amin really did a terrific job. And, you know, what do we talk about going into this game? Mark Montgomery said it might be the first team to 50 wins. That's right where we're headed. And you would say Ball State's defense won the day here in the first half, holding the Huskies to just 9 of 27 field goals, 1 of 13 from deep. If you're Northern Illinois, you've got to find a way to generate some offense. And I think picking up those early foul troubles between McCarty and James, those are guys that can pick up the scoring slack when German is not on track. They were never able to get going. And credit Bracken Hazen. Teague struggled with foul trouble. Huge production in his place off the bench for Hazen.
Tajay Teague goes out. Ball State led by 6. It leads by 7 at the half. So Northern Illinois not able to capitalize at all with Ball State's best player on the sidelines. Cardinals lead it over the Huskies. 7 at the break. Jump around.
Did 2 o'clock start Saturday?
I thought it was 1.
Oh, is it?
Now, fans, as we continue our halftime entertainment, please welcome to the Northern Arena Florida.
Yeah, you're right.
These are the Royal Elite Majorettes.
7-point lead at the break. Ball State has led wire to wire over Northern Illinois. Closing in on the Muncie out here in Muncie. Trying to turn out Muncie. Everyone into Worthen Arena. 30-year anniversary celebration of the Sweet 16 squad from 1990, the team that knocked off Gary Payton and Oregon State in the first round. See the ticket deals: free parking, $1 hot dogs. You have to bring your own puff pastry, though, to wrap them, to make them into pigs in a blanket. I've never done that personally, but now that I've just thought of it right now, it's a tremendous idea. So all the information you can find online or by calling the number at the bottom of your screen. First half highlights are next from Muncie.
Timeout is over tonight's CBC members of the game presented by Mutual Bank. Tonight it's Tom and Sharon Smarter. Longtime CBC members and season ticket holders, Tom and Sharon have been giving to Ball State for over 30 consecutive years now. In addition to their love of Cardinal athletics, they're also avid supporters of the arts and have established an endowed scholarship for students who are pursuing a degree in the School of Art here at Ball State University. The Cardinal Varsity Club is celebrating 60 years of supporting student athletes. Each year, the CBC raises money for student athlete scholarships and operating costs for all of Ball State's 19 athletic programs. For more information or to join, log on to ballstatesports.com. Fans, put your hands together and congratulate Tom and Sharon Smarter, our CBC members of the game. And recognize our Pride March Student Athlete of the Week. It is gymnast Arden Hudson. Hudson's school record beat routine was the bright spot at Ball State's gymnastics meet at Western Michigan this past Sunday. Hudson, a junior from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, posted a 9.9 to tie for first place and tie the Ball State all-time school record. Hudson is the 7th gymnast in school history to score a 9.9 on beam, and her routine was the 8th 9.9 on beam ever. Bailey Bell, a 2018 alum, is the only Cardinal to hit a 9.9 on beam twice. Hudson also delivered a 9.8 on vault, tied for third place. Fans, that's your Pride March Student Athlete of the Week.
Start with the Northern Illinois Huskies in the first half, David. It was a struggle, but Eugene German did find himself 6 points.
Well, he was able to get some in and around the basket off of dribble drives. 0 of 4 from three-point land, trying to get help from his teammates. Cochran, his first made three since December 21st. Good first half off the bench for Cochran. He had 8 points. And for the Cardinals, Ishmael El-Amin, double figures with 11 points, including a couple long-range bombs, but it was the play of Hazen off the bench. Very impressive, 7 points, 7 rebounds. Teague picked up 3 fouls, only played 9 minutes in that first half. But Joel, you look at the statistics, the Huskies just 1 of 13 from deep. And if you're Ball State, 9 turnovers, too many in the first half.
Bracken Hazen, 7 points, 7 rebounds. David, he does not have another statistic, though, so you can't put him on triple-double watch just quite yet. Second half is next.
Sir?
It's live. I thought it was a graphic.
Crenshaw, yes, I did. Freshman backcourt and what he's looking out of them for the second half. Okay, thank you. Coming straight to me.
Hey, Sam, any other things you want to get to here in the second half that you're prepared to talk about? Like things you really want to hit?
The coaching connection, I've still got that, and then a little bit about NIU's offensive and defensive boards.
Okay, let's get both those in. Let's make sure we get both those in.
Yep.
Eric?
Okay, thank you. I've got a coaching connection between us and them, and then also NIU's offensive and defensive boards, just whenever. Okay. Midweek action here inside Worthen Arena, in a trend in the Ball State personnel, a primarily freshman backcourt, and redshirt freshman Jerron Coleman at point guard, and true freshman Luke Bumbelow out shooting guard. Now both have started every game in this conference play so far this year, and Ball State's freshmen are actually accounting for more than 69 minutes per game in MAC play, the most of any team in our league. Now we caught up with Coach Matt Crenshaw at the half, who told us they will be relying heavily on Jerron in transition and Luke to come through in the second half with those key shots. Now, Joel, this is a freshman class that was rated the best in the Mid-American Conference by 24/7 Sports.
And it's been, Sam, a group that has had to play a ton, the most minutes out of a freshman class. There's a foul on Ishmael El Amin, guarding Eugene German, the MAC's leading scorer, here to start the second. It's the most freshman minutes played for a James Whitford coach team since his first 2 years here. The class he inherited, and then his first full freshman class his second season.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to look out there and have 3 freshmen out there on the court at the same time for Ball State.
German right into a senior and a charge. Kyle Mallers. That's the veteran experience that comes into the mix, and it's foul number 2 on Eugene German. He is locked down.
Well, this was the point of emphasis for the Cardinals. When German drove to the basket, to be met with a wall, literally that time, Mallers a great job stepping up. The Iron Man, his 123rd consecutive game.
What did you call him earlier? The human extra possession?
Exactly.
Gets the Cardinals the ball here. Midway through the shot clock, there's Bumbelow, one of the 2 freshmen on the court with the dish. Mallers a 3. Pay the rookie an assist. It's a triple for Mallers, and the Cardinals back up by 10.
And Joel, while I mentioned Mallers earlier in the first half, if he's being guarded with McCarty, he has the opportunity. McCarty cannot catch up to Mallers on the perimeter.
Ball's thrown out of bounds by Northern Illinois. Just out of sorts on offense. Here's Mallers.
And look at that space. McCarty just cannot recover. He wants to provide that help, but you've got to be fast enough to get out to Mallers, and that's just a difficult mismatch. And Mark Montgomery immediately goes to the bench.
That's 8 turnovers now for NIU.
You can see the difference. Nathan Scott, a little better foot speed, but
Mallers into the lane. That's a foul on Northern Illinois. The aforementioned Nathan Scott. That's his 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple fact. Mallers knocks that three. Scott goes in, says, hey, you've got to get on that guy. Don't let him shoot the three. So what does he do? He hugs him a little bit too tight, and Mallers, the savvy veteran, takes him right off the dribble.
89% free throw shooter here as a senior. All right. I don't believe in jinxes, so I didn't say 100%.
I mean, he's missed 2 tonight. Incredible. Again, he was 18 of 19 in the MAC. Kind of shakes his head.
4 points for Kyle Mallers,
Hey.
and an 11-point lead.
Excuse me, Joel. Big possession right here for the Huskies. Leads up to 11, really struggling. They need to get something going on the offensive end.
It's got to start with German, 10 in black with the basketball. The Mid-American Conference's leading scorer, on pace to be 4th all-time, and it's not German with the shot. Darius Bean instead. One and done, no offensive rebound, even with Lacey James out there.
Yeah, credit El Amin in that last possession. German tried to go off the dribble. El Amin stayed right in front of him.
Mallers another look, in and out, and still out from 3. Ball couldn't make up its mind. German again. Got to make him give it up and then make sure he never gets it back. And another Northern Illinois turnover. That's 4 for German alone. It's double his season average.
And I cannot tell you how good a job that is by El Amin. I mean, he wanted to drive. El Amin stayed connected enough so he didn't have the 3, and a turnover for Northern.
Coleman, double team comes. Shot clock half expired. Tajay Teague sets the screen. Playing with 3 fouls, all in the first half. And we've got a foul on Northern Illinois. That is against a frustrated Darius Bean. It's his 2nd, and the team's 3rd here in the half.
That's a lot already. Not even 3 minutes in, and already 3 team fouls.
You know, let's go back to covering up Eugene German, because Ball State is coming off a loss against Western Michigan. Mallers again off the baseline out of bounds. Timeout, Mark Montgomery. Ball State Cardinals up 14. They've got me flustered.
Great execution of the end out of bounds, the good pick, the pass, and the pop.
All right, fans, check out Church Vision. Find your next door neighbor. Get ready to give him a high five on the high five cannon. Brought to you by Dr. Greg Bile and University of New Dental.
I want to get into how they're containing German, especially after Witt said, "Hey, we didn't make Johnson's life difficult enough catching the ball." Kyle Mallers just biding his time, David. Didn't score in the first half. Give him all the points he wants in the second.
Look, he's a guy that made 8 threes in a game earlier this season, so if he gets it going, he can make them in bunches. And Mark Montgomery right now has tried 3 different players to check Mallers, and he is down to just 2 timeouts after burning that one and seeing the lead go back up to 14.
Northern Illinois takes over with Eugene German, the Mid-American Conference's leading scorer, held to 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting. He's 0 for 4 from 3. He's off your screen at the moment. Sitting on, at the top of the key. Drive it, baseline, Lacey James lays it up for 2. He has 4 points now. Ball State has taken German away, David, and it comes a game after Western Michigan in Kalamazoo. Brandon Johnson got anything he wanted. And James Whitford said afterward his team didn't make it hard enough for their best post player to handle the basketball. They're making it hard for German here.
Well, they are. I mean, there's a great example. He got by Bumbelow. He's greeted by Tajay Teague and one other Cardinal. They're doing a great job of walling up.
Spin, Lacey James, left-handed hook. Tajay Teague fighting for the rebound. Mallers tipping it to Coleman.
If you're Eugene German, Joe, and you look at that Cardinal defense, it almost looks like a zone. They're that packed together.
Teague with the shot fake. Handoff, Mallers. Teague a 3. He takes them and sometimes makes them. Tajay Teague, 28%. You don't want to dare them because they're going in lately.
We talked at the open, when Teague is making threes, how do you stop that? The minute you come out on him, he'll go right by you.
He's 6 of his last 11 from behind the arc. German into the wall, kick out, good ball movement. Hankerson gives it up. Bean a shot fake. Bumbelow giving him nothing. Teague as well. That's saved with 5 to shoot. Cochran, 3 to shoot. Into Teague. Bucket, no. Out of bounds. It stays here. Take a timeout. Ball State in command, in control. Trying to stay unbeaten at home in conference play. I got it.
4, 3, 2.
A Tajay Teague 3-pointer has Ball State well out in front. Game in hand early in the second half still, though. Northern can make a charge, but they can't give Tajay Teague this much space.
Well, watch this, Joel. Let's run it. You see Lacey James, now the switch, freeze it on the catch. Look at the amount of space that Tajay Teague has when he catches this ball. Now go ahead and roll it. He has time to lace it up. Now the dilemma and what you'll watch is they have to come out and guard him. And as that string gets closer, then watch Teague's ability to take it off the dribble.
They have to come out and guard him is the key thing you said there. Not from the standpoint of, like, they have to respect him from 3. Lacey James made 0 effort to close out on that play, so he literally just has to come out and guard him. Like, even if he's late, Teague was open, he was still open.
No question, that will not look good on film.
Hankerson out of the end, out of bounds play does sit a comeback shot for Northern Illinois. Trendon Hankerson averages 7 points per game. He is their 3rd best offensive option. Ball State's lead is 13 here at home. El Amin rips baseline, good feed. Teague in the paint, couldn't finish. Now that's the kind of defense we expected from NIU tonight. Third best scoring defense in the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is Northern, for as good a defensive team as they are, do not have many shot blockers.
Got a whistle before the shot.
In fact, Joel, when you talk about protecting the rim, would you believe in MAC play, their leading shot blocker is the 6'2" guard, Trendon Hankerson, with 5.
Well, and 5 is not a huge number.
It's not. And
when you've played 11 games.
Credit James last time contesting Teague.
Foul was on Acree. Second for the Ball State freshman.
And you see the wall. Look,
There's
Coleman.
nothing. Kick out, 3. Hankerson got it. Good ball movement. Ball State started that defensive possession well, but you can't be captivated by German.
And that's what Northern needs, because now you can't afford to maybe sag off an extra couple feet to where you can't recover. Without the ability to knock down threes, you can sag all you want. So that's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Teague spinning left to the lane. Tajay Teague saddled with foul trouble. He has 3 of them, but also 11 points. German spot up 3, and David, that's not a good shot. Here's Teague outrunning, leak out, a foul on the floor. It's the 4th on Northern Illinois. I'm just guessing you can get that anywhere, is what you were thinking?
Anywhere at any time, and to compound matters, UG German's going to get yanked for that shot selection.
And great player, just not a great play.
And to compound it, he went for the offensive rebound. The guy knows where it's coming off. However, when you're the point guard and the safety, you allow the Cardinals to run out. So almost kind of compounded the mistake. El Amin here.
And out of bounds. Cardinals have run that 3 times in a travel.
Boy, good job, Hankerson. I mean, that looked like El Amin had space and the quick closeout speed there. Really impressed with his defense.
He's a sophomore. He only played half of last season.
Well, remember, he was going to redshirt, and because of injuries, and Mark Montgomery gave Hankerson the choice. Hey, do you want to burn your red shirt and come back and play? And he made the decision that he did.
Driving, Cochran left the lane. Teague on defense, missed it short. Rebound, Coleman. Cards have numbers. 3 on 2. Coleman right, intercepted. Good job by Cochran, closing speed, trailing. You know, this game is in hand for Ball State if they continue to play the way they've played. But it is not so far gone for Northern Illinois that they can't make this interesting. And the Huskies, masters of playing tight games. El Amin executes, end out of bounds. 13 points for him. But Northern, I mean, 7 of its last 12 games decided by 3 points. They are in close games. Do not put it past the Huskies to make this one another one. James double teamed. There's the kick out for Mateen, and another 3. That's now 2 in the second half. They had 1 in the first. Lead is down to 11.
That'll cure a lot of ills. They were just 2 for 15 prior to that make.
Coleman rejects the screen, left of the lane. Easy layup. Just bullied by the smaller Hankerson.
No help came. Good blow by. I tell you, that's something, as Coleman has progressed this season, he's doing better and better.
James trying to find the open man. It's Dow. That's a Ball State basketball. 10 turnovers. And the first action for Gurgis Dow, the Australian. Eugene German returns. Tajay Teague to the bench. We've got full substitutions here, and they came in waves. It was like, couldn't make up.
The Huskies go back big here, so the matchup, McCarty is checking Mallers.
McCarty, James, Bean, German, and Mateen are the 5 on the 4 for Northern Illinois in black. Ball State with Mallers, Bumbelow, Hazen, El Amin, and Thompson. Shot fake for Mallers. Into the defense, a whistle. Do not count that bucket. The foul is on the floor. And it is number 5 on NIU. Although, David, remember, Huskies had 3 fouls in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, and it's just a tough cover for McCarty. I mean, he's a guy that's 6'8", 240, and you're asking him to guard Mallers out on the perimeter.
Bounce pass underneath El Amin. Contorting, couldn't finish. McCarty is a mid-major big man. Kyle Mallers is a stretch 4. And that's, you're pouring oil and water into a bottle and hoping they mix. Or maybe better yet, you're putting Mentos in Coke. Step out, Lacey James, flat shot, rebounded by Bean. Nicely done. German takes El Amin off the bounce, doesn't hit in and around the rim. German's gonna make that shot 9 times out of 10. He is 3 of 10 in the game.
And that won't go down as a shot block, but credit Hazen for a shot change.
Bumbelow, corner contested, shot changed. Rebound off the miss to Mateen. No numbers. Side step to the bucket. Got the English. Zaire Mateen. Don't look now. Back to an 11-point game.
Really good take by Mateen. Burst of speed. Bumbelow, such a hot shooting day against Western Michigan, struggling thus far tonight.
He was 5 of 8, Luke Bumbelow, against Western Michigan from 3. All of his shots were from 3. Bounce pass, Josh Thompson, and a foul. And a lot of whistles on lane dives before guys have reached the bucket tonight. That is the first on Mateen. It's a Ball State ball when we return.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's go, Carol. There's one.
Probably the coaching connection just between the two staffs. It's a 45-34 Cardinals lead inside Worthen Arena. Guys, a quick coaching connection for you. Ball State's coach Jason Grunkemeyer and Northern's Anthony Bean were actually both with the St. Louis Billikens in the early 2000s. And during their time, they made back-to-back second-round appearances in the NIT tournament in 2003 and 2004. Now, of course, their coaching careers have gone separate ways since then. But as this is Grunkemeyer's 7th year here at Ball State, this is Anthony Bean's first year in DeKalb.
Samantha, thank you. One thing has maintained, however, both men work for 2 of the coolest dressing coaches in college basketball. Mark Montgomery, David, I know you're a fan that he has championed the quarter zip. James Whitford does not wear a sport coat.
It was interesting talking to Monty about the move to the quarter zip, and I wholeheartedly agree. He says, look, it's comfortable, it's easier to pack, and oh, by the way, the first time we wore it, we started playing great. Not that I'm a superstitious guy, but I am.
Sounds like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Josh Thompson at the free throw line for Ball State. Hits both. He was fouled by Zaire Mateen before the break.
What did Whit say on your radio show last night?
James Whitford said that he is all in favor of dressing like a baseball coach, like sweatpants and a jacket. And I said, yeah, but baseball coaches wear uniforms. Good ball movement for Northern Illinois. Mateen in deep and gets the roll. Zaire Mateen's been on a nice little run here for the Huskies. Keeping it a ball game. The Ball State lead is 11. It hasn't shrunk much more than that, though. NIU needs some stops. Good bounce pass. Well threaded, and Ishmael El Amin is going to the free throw line. That's Zaire Mateen with his second.
Well, it's clear, Joel, one of the things the Cardinals see is that Northern likes to get into the passing lane. A lot of backdoor cuts here tonight. For the most part, I think Northern has handled it pretty well. Credit Hazen that time snuck it through.
El Amin at the line, 77%. And a two-shot foul, misses the first. If basketball coaches wore uniforms on the sidelines, how would your senior season have gone?
Well, Coach Majerus wore that sweater, and yeah, let me tell you, he used to play pickup basketball. So if you saw Rick Majerus walking down the hall in shorts and gym shirt, we'll stick with the sweater.
14 points for Ishmael El Amin. People dress casual. Rick Byrd. Charlie Coles used to do the sweater at Miami. James Whitford, Ball State head coach, his mentor. Lacey James can step out. The big man for Northern Illinois missing the three. 33% on the season. Ball State the rebound.
I tell you, since that last Northern timeout, much better ball movement.
El Amin, great ball movement in transition. He has found his mojo again. Ishmael El Amin has himself 17 Ball State points after 3 straight games in single figures. Eugene German, Mac's leading scorer, held in check. Step back, wants a hard three, and gets a hard three. Eugene German, Ball State, even when it's got him locked down, can still find a way.
Look, sometimes you just got to credit the offense. That was a difficult shot, and that ends a string of missed threes, now 1 of 6 from deep.
Out to Luke Bumblow, he'll try to answer, missed short, off balance. Ball State's lead, however, is 12. Another one, tough three, missed short, rebound Bracken Hazen. Said to Kyle Mallers for Ball State after a shoot-around, Eugene German's a guy you don't want to play in the park with. Like, he just gonna break you down and make you look goofy because he's got that kind of skill. Mallers missing a three. It's the step-back threes, those things.
And look, once he makes one, he can get going in a hurry. That's why that last one was a little bit of a heat check. Had he made that, then look out. He can score in a hurry.
He's on pace to finish 4th in the MAC all-time in scoring, ahead of Earl Boykins. Ball's fumbled away. First action for Keenan Cole, the freshman off the bench for Northern. El Amin, shot fake. German has the defense. I mean, you look at the people that Eugene German is passing in MAC scoring right now historically. There's a foul on the perimeter that goes against the aforementioned Cole. 4 points tonight for Eugene German. He passed Thunder Dan Marley at 10 points, which he is still 1 off of. He will pass Sugar McLaughlin, one of the all-time greats at Central Michigan. He needs to average 54 points per game to become the MAC's all-time leading scorer, eclipse Bonzi Wells, who played here.
I don't think we have to worry about that. And I tell you,
and James Harden would like to beg to differ.
Well, James Harden will shoot it 55 times a game. I tell you something to watch here, Joe. That is 8 team fouls, and we have 8:30 to go in this game. So,
and 2 on Ball State. So Mark Montgomery likely in the ear of Boborowski et al. Mallers doesn't hit.
Man, when was the last time Kyle Mallers missed 3 free throws in a game?
Is that a trivia question?
No, it's a question to Dan Wolfer from Stats R Us to our left.
Hard hedge of the ball screen. German, one-on-one. Good kick. Mateen wants a rhythm three. Missed left. The brick. Shot clock did not reset.
Great play by Cochran to save the possession.
And we've got a whistle. Are they going to check the shot clock? There's no way.
Not sure if Brian McNutt is saying that to check if that ball hit the rim. I was pretty sure that was an air ball.
If that ball hit the rim, pizza's a vegetable.
We have a media timeout.
This will be the media timeout. That's not even close.
No, hit the backboard.
So it'll be 6 seconds to shoot when we come back. Ball State has the lead by 13 against Northern Illinois. Cardinals are 4-0 at home in conference play. Trying to make it 5.
There they are, your new Red Dixie.
On Justin Turner shooting a jump shot, he kicked his leg out. Kowalczyk.
Ball State basketball leading Northern Illinois by 13. 8 minutes left to go. David, it is not the end of season. We are ahead of the game here. However, this is the prelude to the EHAs. It is Oscar week.
That'll be coming up. And Joel, I mean, it looks a little Cardinal heavy, but look, Tajay Teague, just from what I think he gives you at both ends of the floor, Lauren Christian Jackson, Marion Jackson, all having great years, a lot to be determined, but I think Teague is doing it all. Devontae Jordan leads the league in steals overall. He's been all MAC defense. If I had to pick a lockdown defender, he's the guy. And freshman of the year, I think Jerron Coleman. He's averaging 5 rebounds. He's giving you assists, scoring in double figures. Day-Day Grant's having a great game, but for the role that Coleman is playing on a winning team, I think he's your guy. And Michael Uger, the job he's done at Bowling Green, and he's going to have to do an even more special job now that Dylan Fry is no longer with that ball club.
Akron right now, David, I think we both agree is the best team in the MAC. 2 seconds to shoot off the inbounds. That putback, is it in time? Ball State is saying no. They're going to have to go to the monitor to check this. But right place, right time for Tyler Cochran.
Well, that is one of those Draymond Green plays. Let's see.
Question's going to be, does it get out of his hand?
Look at that, 6'2". I don't think it did. Well, you know, what's interesting is the light did not go off on the backboard. We take one more look at that.
It's going to be hard to see.
Shot clock.
The one to see would be.
Here we go, right here. Yeah, that's close, but they called it good, did they not, on the floor? And I don't know if I saw enough to overturn that. So
that's the angle right there.
You know, German got away with the walk there. He actually changed pivot feet. But Credit Cochran at 6'2", going up against the 6'8" Myron Thomas.
It's pretty
Man,
simultaneous.
is that close.
I think they're probably going to stick with it.
This is probably the best look at it right here. Good job, guys, in the truck. Oh.
Boy, that is close.
I think it's out. This will likely count. I want to go back to the Akron point, though. I think we both agree Akron's the best team in the Mid-American Conference. You were talking about the job Michael Huger is going to have to do. Akron leads Bowling Green tonight with 5.5 minutes to go, 59-48. BG right now has the best record in the MAC. But without Dylan Fry for the rest of the season, departing the team for personal reasons, their second leading scorer, their best shooter. Inconclusive is the official call from Bo Borowski.
Yeah, it's pretty much what we saw. It's kind of like the XFL. I mean, a ruling right here on the spot.
Got to start miking officials in basketball, David. Well, I'm telling you.
Mike Sanzier, are you listening?
I'm telling you, the next rule change, no foul shots, 5-on-4 power plays.
All right, let's put that to bed. 7:50 to go. McCarty on Teague. Let's see if Teague doesn't try to take advantage here.
Bring back the ABA. Myron Thomas in for the Cardinals, 0 in white. First action of the second half. 7 seconds to shoot. Teague lost it. And Tajay Teague is definitely out of bounds. He thought he might have been pushed. All right, here's the critical juncture. 11-point game. Northern has not been able to crack that. Can it make it here?
Well, it certainly can. I mean, you got Eugene German out there. But I tell you, that basket by Cochran, I mean, that was an air ball, could have gone the other way. So, simple plays like that.
McCarty shot fake. Jump stop in the lane. Got Teague in the air. Then Noah McCarty. Those are his first points of the ball game, and it is a 9-point game with 7 minutes to go.
Really good footwork there by McCarty.
Ball State cannot get stagnant here. Tajay Teague fumbles it away, and that's back-to-back turnovers for Ball State. They have 12 now. Shooting 45% in the second half, but still.
Slipped the screen, got what you wanted, just a sloppy turnover. Tajay mad at himself. A 3 here, all of a sudden, it's a 6-point game.
And Northern is shooting better than 50% in the second half. Eugene German, screen. Ten to shoot. Hankerson. Trendon Hankerson. 9 points. That guy will be a load to handle as he ages. It's down to 7 in Muncie. Coleman right past Mateen.
Tell you, Teague want to be player of the year. It's situations and moments like that you need to assert yourself right now on offense.
Northern thought it forced another turnover, and Tajay Teague, a charge. That's huge. It is another turnover, and it is 4 fouls on Tajay Teague.
Offensive foul on 25, Tajay Teague.
He is in dire straits with 6:14 to go.
Tell you, big minutes by McCarty. And Tajay just kind of forced his way in there. I'm asking him to be aggressive, but at the same time, you got to be smart. And now Northern Illinois definitely playing with new life.
There's a full timeout called on the floor. 9-1 run for the NIU Huskies. And it's the defensive side, where Ball State was so good in the first half. David, in the second half, Northern Illinois is shooting 54%. The Cardinals are the #1 defense in the Mid-American Conference, but coming off a game where it allowed Western Michigan to shoot, specifically, 61.9% from the field. That is the highest field goal percentage by an opposing team since James Whitford's 6th game. There's the season stats versus what the Cardinals did against Western.
Yeah,
What'd you just get from Bo Borowski there?
I think they're having issues with the screen over there, so he's asking if our monitor is perhaps better than the one. I said, hey, look, it's in HD. We saw the exact same call you had on that previous one. Huge.
Give us anything for it?
Nothing.
Reese's? Big possession. Eugene German gave it up. Here's Cochran on the drive. Mallers on the D. Cochran can't finish. Offensive rebound. Big sequence by Cochran, the freshman out of Chicagoland.
And nobody put a body on Noah McCarty. Great job sneaking in there, keeping it alive.
German, that's a three. Eugene German giving us a ball game. He has struggled 5 of 14, 2 of 7 from 3. But it's a 4-point difference. Hazen gives it up. El Amin as well. Ball State needs to find a flow. It has not made a shot in nearly 5 minutes. El Amin continues the drought. Saved by Mallers, he is pushed. That is a 1-and-1 situation. That is 4 fouls on Noah McCarty.
And there's the human extra possession, doing it again, sneaking in there. With that 4th foul on McCarty, you're also going to send Mallers to the free throw line. Watch Mallers here, Joe, on the weak side. Nobody again put a body on him.
McCarty saying that Mallers just fell, but really good position to make that call underneath by Kelly Pfeiffer.
Mallers 2 of 5 from 3, 2 of 5 from the free throw line.
Gets it when they count. 89% free throw shooter.
I don't think it's any coincidence that Northern, once you start hitting some shots, it gives you extra pep in your step on the defensive end.
Now 9 for Mallers, but it's a Band-Aid. We'll see if the pep carries over. 2-possession game.
And which team can get stops and rebounds? A lot of second chance opportunities both ways right now.
German, smooth sailing to the rack, is fouled. Mallers thought he had verticality, but gets German with the body. Then Kyle Mallers whistled for his first.
Yeah, mix up here, Joel. Hazen did not hedge out and contain German on the drive. He's feeling ultra aggressive right now, as you'd expect for a guy with over 2,000 points as a senior.
And 1 point right there makes him 10th all-time in the Mid-American Conference. He ties Sugar McLaughlin, the Central Michigan great. He has had to earn it tonight. 13 points on 14 shots. Missed the second, got it back. German doing the other things. He's been a phenomenal rebounder. That's his 6th. Right back to the rim. And with a high kiss. It's a 1-possession game in Muncie. Eugene German. Similar to Ball State's last game when Brandon Johnson took over late for Western Michigan. Will German have that same final minute moxie? Tajay Teague on the bench with 4 fouls, Ball State's best player. And Cochran is whistled for a foul. Ball State back to the line, this time for 2. The Cardinals are in the double bonus. That's 3 on Cochran.
And that really hurts. There was 11 on the shot clock. You had played a really good possession. Cardinals had not entered the 3-point stripe. And instead, Cochran with the foul, sending Mallers to the free throw line.
Just made his last 2.
On that last German basket, he looked up and saw Jerron Coleman on him. There was a scramble after the offensive rebound and immediately put it on the deck, got right to the rim. And Teague now in the game maybe will give you some rim protection against German.
Although he's doing it with 4 fouls. Mallers has 12 points, all in the second half. Back to a 5-point game. Ball State has led today by as many as 15. Northern Illinois has not led. German, heat check 3. Online but short, offensive rebound, Lacey James. Back with a left hand. That is what he does. 12 offensive rebounds for Northern Illinois. And it's a 1-possession game again. James 6 points. 3-point game. Hey, do you have the max standings, David? My dad just texted me first place tie with a win. Yeah, because BG lost. No, but that would be BG's third. Oh, in the division. Mid-American Conference Basketball on ESPN is presented in part by Hazen Sons. We do restoration right. And by Mutual Bank. Go ahead. Live a better life. Down to the wire again here in Muncie. Last year, Northern Illinois victorious 64-57 in this building, but the previous two matchups were decided by 1 point. And last year in DeKalb, David, it was one of the oddest finishes you or I have ever seen. That bucket ties the game, and then Lacey James, inexplicably, I don't know if he did not know the score or went for a steal, but seemingly intentionally fouls Taylor Persons. With 2 seconds left, Persons goes to the free throw line and wins it for Ball State.
Kudos, Lacey James came back in that second game, played really well, and that was a big win for them, and that was a big offensive rebound in that last possession. And Joel, what do we talk about? If you get stops, you've got to secure the rebound.
Northern Illinois goes to a little token full court pressure.
Hey, partner, remember in the pregame when you said, why is defense fun? Right now, you got 4 minutes. This is fun. Who can get stops and rebounds?
Who can lock down the other team? Good kick out from Teague. Coleman open from 3, almost an air ball, and it's a 1-possession game. Northern Illinois once trailed by 15 in the second half. German, the Max leading scorer, through El Amin, into Teague, and finishes. Eugene German has made this a 1-point game, 17 points. Albeit on 16 shots, he has gotten it done and brought his team back. Now how does Ball State answer? In a drought over the last 7 minutes, Bumbelow misses a 3. Teague the rebound with one arm. Went up like a vacuum. Foul on Lacey James there.
Yeah, he just didn't box out again. Hate to be a broken record, but the second chance opportunities is what's happening right now. And Joel, you ask about Teague. Look, German is doing it at one end. Tajay Teague needs to be that guy for the Cardinals at the other.
And the free throws are bailing Ball State out because the Cardinals have not hit a field goal, David, since there were 10 minutes and 19 seconds left in the game. 1 for 2 on the trip, and a three-pointer can give Northern Illinois its first lead. 3 minutes left to go. Battle between first and second place in the Mid-American Conference Western Division. Cochran, the rookie, up to German, the max leading scorer. Teague with 4 fouls lets him go. Mallers is in front. They get him for a block. Made the aggressive play, but German to the line with a chance to tie.
And that's the wall that James Whitford was looking for. And man, that was close, but Bo Borowski, one of the top officials in the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, I think that was a good call, definitely moving.
One of the top officials in college basketball. German sinks the first. He's a 73% shooter. David, we have not been tied since 0-0 at about the 17-minute mark of the first half. Ball State led 9-0, has led by as many as 15. And how about German? 18 points, he misses the second on a night where it has been frustrating for him.
See what the Cardinals dial up here offensively.
Maller's backdoor covered by Cochran. Pick and roll, lob for Teague, broken up wonderfully. Lacey James hung in there. German to the bucket for the lead is rejected. Oh, Coleman turned him away. Ball State, no numbers. Bumbalo, good juke, great kick. El Amin wanted that three. This place would have exploded.
Terrific feed by Bumbalo. Great take off the dribble. El Amin couldn't make him pay. And how about that block by Coleman, Joel?
Almost a deadly sequence for NIU with inside 2 minutes to play. Teague with 4 fouls. Lacey James missing. Rebound Mallers.
Great job of boxing out there by Mallers. Boy, that's physical in there with James and Teague. Those two going at it.
Teague now on the offensive side. Has the versatility to pull James out on the perimeter. Pops off the pick and roll. Has already hit a 3 tonight. Will try for his second. That's a miss. Still a 1-point game with 70 seconds to go. Ball State is unbeaten at home in conference play. Perfect 4-0. Has not trailed. Eugene German nearly gave Northern its first lead. Rebound ping-pongs. And Northern will play this out. 51 seconds in a 1-point game. Ball State, one of its last 10. 8 of those are threes.
Here comes the high screen roll.
It's Teague and El Amin. El Amin, hesitation. El Amin with a dagger! Ball State going nowhere at home. Northern Illinois came at the king. It brought its best, and the Cardinals stand tall with 25 seconds to go.
What a clutch shot by El Amin. Without a doubt, his toughest look from 3 all night. Hankerson, pump fake, still got a hand up, and El Amin buried it.
This is phenomenal defense by Hankerson.
It is tremendous defense. Contested, didn't foul, hand in his face. And the swagger from El Amin. What a huge, big-time bucket.
Been a tumultuous couple of weeks for Ishmael El Amin. Literally had his eye cut, was bleeding from his eyeball at the end of the Miami game when he was scraped by the fingernail of Nike Sabandi. Had to wear protective goggles for a couple of games after that and struggled shooting because of it. At Central Michigan and at Bowling Green. Shed the goggles, hit a couple of big shots, but still didn't have his best game against Ohio. Western Michigan on Saturday did a pretty good job against him, but tonight he has reemerged as one of the premier shooters in the Mid-American Conference.
Well, he really has, Joe, and he's played 38 minutes, 20 points, throw in 3 assists, 3 rebounds, just 1 turnover. And look, Eugene's got it going. He's got now 18 points, but it's taken him 19 shots to get there. So a complete game by El Amin, and no bigger.
El Amin guarding Eugene German.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, why that 3 was so important as opposed to just a 2, is that makes it a 2-possession game. And you're Mark Montgomery, you've got tons of time here. No need to get a 3. Plenty of time to attack the rim and try to go for a 2. Nobody can do that faster than Eugene German.
This is the 4th and final timeout called by Mark Montgomery. So they have put 26.4 on the clock. With that much time remaining, Northern Illinois cannot stop the clock.
And this will be interesting. Does Ball State make any adjustments defensively?
We take that back. Bo Borowski coming over. That was all an official review. They put that Northern Illinois had taken the timeout on the scoreboard in the arena. That is an official review, so Mark Montgomery does have 1 remaining.
And Joel, let's see if the Cardinals don't do something differently with Eugene German, maybe run a second defender at him. Let's see how they play this.
2-possession game. German with the high kiss. Nice save underneath, but to the wrong team. And Northern Illinois fouls. German wanted a foul call on his drive, but Jerron Coleman will go to the stripe. The foul is the 3rd on German.
Well, not a bad look for as many defenders there. Just didn't make it, and man, Cochran was there on the weak side for that rebound. Just went off his hands. A fortuitous bounce for the Cardinals.
Coleman 64%. If there is one thing, that's a big miss, you can consistently say about Mark Montgomery coach teams. They will out-grit, out-tough, out-fight you. He has that Michigan State, Tom Izzo, it's where he was an assistant for 10 years, toughness. It's a big-time make, 5 points for Coleman.
Hey, still a ton of time here. You got to contest but not foul if you're the Cardinals.
16 seconds. Zaire Martinez hit a couple threes, wants a deep one, and gets a deep one. Martin had some big buckets when Northern Illinois made its comeback midway through this second half. 2-point game with 11.5 to go.
Well, as Bill Raftery would say, little onions for Mateen, not Eugene German. He says, get out of my way, I'll take it. In the perfect scenario, didn't burn much clock, only 6 seconds, and manages to knock a triple and make this a 1-possession game.
You know, David, we talked about it coming down the stretch here in the second half, and this is the final timeout for Northern Illinois. Huskies have played a ton of close games. 7 of their last 12 decided by 3 points or less. That is obscene. They know how to win in tight situations.
And that is of utmost importance, the confidence down the stretch that you're never out of it. Now it's all about execution. If you're the Cardinals, you've got to inbounds the basketball. Northern, you've got 11.5 seconds, time enough to see if you can't get a trap and a steal before you have to foul.
Now put the bow on what you just saw, the win against Ohio and the win against Kent State. Northern Illinois has also lost games in that situation, including to Central Michigan with 0.2 of a second left. It's times like this where Mark Montgomery wishes he still wore a suit jacket because he would have a tie to loosen.
Well, trying to get this into Mallers or El Amin. Do not catch it in the corner.
Into El Amin in the corner, but is bailed out. Trendon Hankerson jumped on his back and took a ride. That is the first foul on the sophomore in El Amin, with 20 points, a game high to the free throw line.
And double bonus, and this is where making 2 is really critical to keep it a 2-possession game.
And while you wanted to try to force a turnover, not the worst situation there, a half second came off.
Yeah, if you're going to commit the foul, better to do it early.
El Amin tightens up the shorts. Cardinals at the free throw line today are 17 of 25. El Amin, you see, is 2 of 4.
And Joel, one of the craziest stats, would you believe, you got the top 2 defensive teams in the league. They are also number 1 and 2 in free throw defense.
It's not a stat.
How do you explain it?
Second one.
Huge basket right there.
2-possession game. Barring a foul on a 3. So Ball State does have to mind its P's and Q's defensively.
You want to make them catch the ball going away from the basket.
Eugene German, the Mac's leading scorer, is fouled immediately. That's a good foul the Cardinals have to give. That's on Ishmael El Amin.
And that's only 6, so very smart play.
Now on the next foul, it would be 1 and 1. And even in that situation, you get into the whole, do you foul in a late clock scenario with what is a 4-point lead? Here comes Hankerson. Step back, missed it, rebound Coleman, 3 seconds, time ticks off, and Ball State earned it tonight. 5-0 at home in conference play are the Cardinals.
And big time plays at big time moments by Ishmael El Amin. 2 points shy of his career high with 22. He drained the big time 3 and 2 clutch free throws to seal it. And oh, by the way, played 38 minutes.
With that, Northern Illinois adds a loss to its tally. It goes to 8 and 4. Ball State is 7 and 4, and Central Michigan has also lost today. So a tie in the loss column atop the MAC West. It is anyone's game, a jungle primary on the western half of the MAC. Head coach James Whitford is with Samantha Johnson.
Coach, we knew this would be a game that could come down to the final seconds. What worked well for your men in that second half?
What was what? I'm sorry?
What worked well for your men in the second half?
I thought Ish was outstanding, and he really bailed us out, obviously, with a huge 3, but I thought his poise, leadership, he played well. He was outstanding start to finish.
You just answered my next question about Ish, but what else about your offense really pulled through in those last couple seconds?
I thought we got a few hustle plays, but down the stretch, it was Ish's big 3. I mean, he really saved us because we had some empty possessions. Some of that was my fault. I didn't put us in a good enough position. We wanted to get his hand in the ball in his hand down the stretch, but we didn't do it the right way. So he had to bail us out, and it was a heck of a shot.
Coach, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Sam, thank you. James Whitford's team picks up its 7th conference victory and a chance to take down the 2 top teams in the MAC this week. Bowling Green is coming here on Saturday. That'd be a big-time statement for the Cardinals. For Samantha Johnson, my partner David Eha, Eric Parrott is our producer, the rest of our crew. My name is Joel Gannett, saying so long from Muncie. To watch a replay of this and other games on our family of networks, head to Watch ESPN or download the ESPN app. It's a 4-point Cardinals win, earning it down the stretch.